The early 20th century was a time when patent medicines were widely available and loosely regulated. These were over-the-counter remedies marketed for a wide range of conditions. Fatigue, nerves, stress, pain, melancholy. Many of them were heavily advertised, often with grand promises of restoration and relief. And many of them contained powerful substances: cocaine, opiates, alcohol, stimulants. These were sold as nerve tonics or restorative elixirs, products that claimed to calm the mind, restore energy, and stabilize the nervous system. For a population of returning soldiers struggling with anxiety, insomnia, and emotional instability, these products were not just appealing, they felt necessary, and they were easy to obtain. There was no widespread awareness of addiction in the modern sense, no strict regulation, no public health campaigns warning about dependency. These substances were packaged as solutions, not risks. So the struggling veteran, unable to sleep, unable to relax, unable to explain what he was feeling, would reach for something that promised relief. And for a moment, it worked. The mind quieted, the body slowed, the tension eased. But like the substances used in the trenches, these solutions came at a cost, because they did not address the root of the problem. They did not process the trauma. They did not restore the nervous system. They did not reconnect the individual to society. They simply masked the symptoms. And over time, masking becomes maintenance. The individual begins to rely on the substance not as a temporary aid, but as a daily necessity, a way to get through the day, a way to sleep at night, a way to function in a world that feels disconnected. And this is how a hidden epidemic begins. Not in headlines, not in official reports, but in homes, in private struggles, in quiet deterioration. Families would notice changes: irritability, withdrawal, emotional distance, drinking patterns. But they often lacked the language to understand what was happening. Society, still celebrating victory and recovery, was not focused on the internal collapse of its returning soldiers, so the issue remained largely invisible. A generation of men returned from war carrying experiences that reshaped their minds, but entered a society that expected them to simply resume their lives. Work, provide, be stable, be normal. But normal no longer existed for many of them. And without support, without recognition, without treatment, they turned to what had worked before: substances. Not because they wanted to escape life, but because they didn't know how to live with what they had brought back. This is the shadow side of victory. The war ends publicly, but privately it continues, not in trenches, but in minds.